Alright guys, so I'm back again with another unboxing video, and this time we are going to unbox Dawn of the Dead. This is like my favorite zombie movie, one of my favorites I would say, but it was like my first love for zombie films in general. And I've been watching this since I was a teenager at the time, and ever since then I've been watching zombie movies and zombie TV shows. But this one by Zack Snyder is just awesome, and I was really happy to see that they were releasing this new Steelbook. I didn't expect it to happen when that it was about a year or two ago they released the slipcover 4K edition, and luckily I hold out and I was able to get this. So let's take a look at this Steelbook. I did make a small incision, of course, to try to get this plastic off easier. But I think the only lazy thing that they did with this was no Dolby Atmos. I don't think we will ever get Dolby Atmos on this one. I doubt it. And it might make much sense for this to even have Dolby Atmos, maybe, because of how old the movie is. I don't think there would be much like height effects on that, but it does come with Dolby Vision, which is nice. So let's take a look at the J card first. So there we have the back of the J card. So if it is you would like to take a read on that, you could always pause. You can see it does come with DTS HD Master Audio. So we do have a disc 1, disc 2, and disc 3. Alright, so Dolby Vision, you can see there. Alright, now we have the front of it and of course the top. Let's take a look at the Steelbook itself. I did leave a small glue residue here. Alright, so this is the front of the Steelbook. Very, very cool. Look at that. Even the sort of webbing cracked screen, windscreen, has this sort of spot gloss. It seems that way. Well, it is spot gloss. But what it sort of looks like too is like the steel was actually scraped off, and you can see the bare metal which shines, but it actually has a sort of spot gloss on it. So you can see a lot of it is covered in spot gloss. Dashboard and even the character as well too, and the gauge of the vehicle. So if we kind of zoom in there, you could see the zombies to the background. There's a lot of detail in this, quite a lot, and I love that the artist went this far digitally. I don't know if it is they got the same artist to do the World War Z Steelbook. I would assume so, because the artwork is quite similar to that, and I believe that they have like an exclusive person to kind of handle these sort of releases, and I think it's fantastic. I think this guy should be the only one to like do artwork for like future Shout Factory steels. And then we have the child, which we saw, I think, to the beginning of the film. And the helicopter, of course. She looks very cool there. You can see helicopters in the background, just looking at the kiosk. And then we have the zombies to the back there. And I think the majority of this to the back is just a normal sort of matte finish. Slightly glossy looking, but we do have, you could see, a bit of spot gloss like on the helicopters and one of the characters. That is a bit strange, but only this character to the front here has spot gloss. But moving on here to the characters to the right, and then we have the right and below. So overall, a really decent Steelbook. Let's take a look at the inside. It's sad that this doesn't come with like a digital copy. These Shout Factory releases, they don't release 4K copies, but that is okay. And we have all the movies here. I think, oh, well, they kind of moved it around a bit, but let's see. So this one is the 4K disc. Let's try to get a closer look at that. Alright, there we have the 4K disc. Very cool artwork there. This is the unrated cut, which is great. And we have the Blu-ray, also unrated cut as well. I think they kind of shift around the artwork a bit, which is still not too bad. Still a great idea. But it would have been also very cool to have separate artwork for this. But I could understand from a design perspective, that might not make much sense at all when you could shift it around doing that. The artwork is pretty huge. And then we have the theatrical cut of the film. And this is also on Blu-ray, I believe. Yes, it is a Blu-ray disc. Here we go. The theatrical cut is what I saw initially, and I don't think I'll be watching this anytime soon, but I will be watching the 4K. And then we have the inside artwork, which is a really cool shot. And I remember when they kind of zoomed in on her face, and at the background, she stood back up, so she was alive, dead, zombified, I guess, at that point. We have the back and front of the Steelbook, which is transitional. You can see that there, with the spine, with the hair still having that piece there to transition it over to the back. Very, very cool. I mean, this guy is outstanding. Whoever is doing the Steelbooks for these Shout Factory releases, I mean, man, keep it going. And I can't wait to see more in the future with these sort of releases. And specifically the older films. So very, very cool. All right, so let's try to put this back. We have that's the 4K. This is the Blu-ray theatrical cut. We have the Blu-ray unrated cut. I think, there we go. And we have the 4K. That's it. Alright, so guys, that is the unboxing for Dawn of the Dead on 4K Steelbook by Shout Factory. Once again, I do have a newly created Instagram page where I will be posting these Steelbooks from front to back, inside and out, showing you what it looks like. If it is you're on Instagram and you would like to see how these things look, please click on follow, and I will see you guys in the next video. I do have another one. Most likely it's going to be Bullet Train, so do stay tuned for that one. And until next time, guys, peace.